this is a big deal for me. The book that my friends Brett and Sandra put together for me, and it's because it's not. Unlike with Robert, this is not an interstitial work between projects. This is a collection of stories, and it's stories that probably range from the breadth of my career as a story writer. So it really is a work that's been 15 years in the making, and that's not because I've been dawdling. My God, I mean, I've known you for almost that long, and you for half that long, I think. And it really is a meaningful moment to have this and be able to come here to Bakka and talk about it a little bit. With that said, I'm not going to talk about it too much. The one thing that I did very deliberately, because I know how these things go, is I generally write longer stories in the 10,000 word range, which makes them hell to sell to anybody. But I included a couple of extremely short stories so that we could get you out of here and buying books and getting them signed more quickly. The one I'm going to read to you is the shortest one, and it's the only story that I can say is a genuinely a write what you know story. During the day, I cover City Hall for some of the community newspapers in around here, and spend most of my time standing like this with a tape recorder in some mayor's mouth while that mayor is saying something. And the way that these little meetings often start is that the chap in the suit comes out and says the mayor will make a brief statement and then take questions. Here we go. Good afternoon. The death of a child affects all of us deeply. We are a community of parents, of brothers and of sisters, of friends and neighbors. Any child lost is a loss for us all. We feel the loss of little Nicholas Fletcher especially keenly. Who among us does not recoil in horror at the echoes of the squealing tires of the car that cut short Nicholas's brief, brilliant life? Who among us does not, in the early hours of these dark mornings, awaken clenched, bathed in sweat, eyes fixed unwillingly on Nicholas's unforgiving, uncomprehending stare? I've spoken with the chief of police, and he has assured me that his detectives have made the hunt for Nicholas's killer their highest priority. Make no mistake, it is a challenge. For homicide detectives are no different from any of us. They weep for Nicholas too. They feel his cool fingers on the napes of their necks, hear his soft, wordless whispering in their ears. The dreams he conjures wake them also. But with diligence and fortitude, I am confident that they will apprehend the coward responsible for this travesty. And so we pray, end this terrible chapter in our city's history. This time I would like to thank the eyewitnesses who have come forward already, and urge others with any information that might help the investigation to do the same. And I would again like to speak to that motorist among us who has so far remained silent. Come forward, admit to your crime. You will, in a very meaningful way, be saving your city, your community, your family, yourself. As for the rest of us, what can we do to quiet our grief? We can recall that we are citizens of a fine, brave city, a great city with brightly lit boulevards and fine restaurants and theaters, museums and stadiums. A kind city with many strong and mutually supportive faith groups. Our city. Nicholas speaks to us from the dark corners, the cold places, but they are shadows amid light, a chill draft by a glowing hearth. It is from this place, the warm nest of our homes and communities, the cherished receptacle of our dreams, our sanity, that we must send a clear message. Nicholas, we grieve for you. We offer our comfort to your mother and your baby sister in their pain. We yearn to see the driver who killed you brought to justice. You do truly live on in our hearts, truly, as no other boy living or dead ever has. Now please, release those hearts. They are not yours to inhabit. As mayor of this city, I beg you, rest in peace, son. Please, Nicholas, just stop.